Yeah, just
We are recording.
but I don't have the tools to
Yeah.
edit everything. Yeah, and these make, if you're going to do vegetable stock, these make great for vegetable stock. You can throw it in the freezer, stack it up, get yourself some celery and some carrots and some parsley, whatever else you want to use for your vegetable stock. You know, there's no sense wasting it. Lots of flavor in that. Plus, red onions are one of the most popular onions out there. And they do have a different flavor than the white onions. Whatever reason that is. Again, we're going to make some noise. So, get ready. And if anybody out there wants to donate a mandolin to me, I'll take it. And also, if they want to donate some jars to me, I'll take those too. Jars are just getting too expensive. So this particular one, what we're going to do, I got some more onions to cut up, is we're going to do them in the standard jars with the standard lids. And I'll show you that in a second. Let me get these, just another onion cut up. I don't think this is going to be enough for 3 jars, 4 jars. What I'm doing right now is just breaking them up. Then when the water boils, I'll pour boiling water over it, and we'll do it just like we did the Eclipse jars. The problem is we got some stuff you don't want to use. All right, here we go. Noise again. Apparently I missed a piece.
Oops.
Not a problem. So if you guys have a different recipe than mine, I'd like to hear from you guys. What recipe do you use? Of course, sending me a video of it would be nice too, or just a picture. Okay, we're going to cut up one more onion. Thinking yeah, we're going to cut up one more onion. Oh, no, we're not. Okay, now we just need to wait for the water to boil, and we will soak these for 5 minutes in boiling water and get ready to do the second batch. Be back in a few. Grab a couple jars. Now with these jars, you have a different sealing area, so you need to inspect the jars right here. So you just run your finger down them and feel for any roughness stuff. If you do, then you won't get a good seal. So this jar here we're probably not going to use. There's a rough edge right here from being dinged and dinged. And it just doesn't feel right there. So, and of course, I'm going to wipe them down with vinegar to get any oils from my finger or any particulates from the food. But they have been washed in hot soapy water, rinsed in hot water. Again, I say you don't have to sterilize them because they're going to be boiled for more than 10 minutes. So let me go get a couple more jars. Now these are a 3-part assembly. You have the jar, you have the rings, and you have the lids. Now you need to inspect your lids, even though they come straight from the box, but every once in a while you get a bad lid. And it's just, when they make millions of these at a time, but what you're looking for is to see that there's a complete gasket here. This is ceramic right here. And this is a soft rubber gasket that's formed to the lid. What happens is when you put it in the pressure canner or in the water bath canner, it builds up a vacuum and then sucks this down. And that's what you'll hear. And this is, of course, ceramic. So I'm going to wash them off, even though they came in a jar, because I'm going to inspect them and run my fingers all over them. So I've already washed the jars. I've already washed the rings. Now I'm going to inspect the lids and wash them. Now there's a lot of controversy right now with reusing the lids. I don't reuse them when I'm canning, but I do reuse them if I'm just going to store some stuff in it. You know, like odds and ends, you know, dried spices, whatever, because I'm not canning it. It's not there to remove the vacuum, even though I do have a tool that I can put on this jar that will suck the air out, and it's a little vacuum thing that fits over it, but that's not canning. That's just removing the air. There's still air in there, and there's still a chance, hypothetically, that you could get botulism if by chance you had a protein or it was in the jar, or fruits and vegetables too. But for like dried things, beans, rice, pastas, any of that kind of stuff, yeah, you can reuse the lids because you're not canning with them. So we'll wash these. And it's the same process as the last one. You just fill these things up, put in as much as you can fit, and
what can you use these red onions for?
Oh, the red onions for the most part are considered a condiment. And you put them on, the most popular thing that people do, especially on the West Coast, is they use them on tacos. You know, fish tacos, regular tacos, chicken tacos. Basically, any taco you want to use them for, you can use them on. And, but they're also used in salads. They're also used on sandwiches. They're used for a lot of different things. Or you can just eat them by themselves. Now, there's one guy out there that's talking about peanut butter and pickled onion sandwiches. And I'm going to try it. Now, I might do it on video just so I can get some reaction from you guys. But everybody I talked to who has tried it or said they tried it said that it was good. They said, you know, so I'm going to give it a try. I'm probably going to use these onions right here to do it with.
Perfect.
Now, to use these onions, the longer you let them sit, the better they get, basically. So for the most part, we're not going to touch them for at least 3 weeks. We're going to let them sit there in the jar and basically ferment, soften up a little bit, and they'll be really good in about 3 weeks. They'll be slightly sweet, a little vinegar, you know, follow up on it, and well, like I said, we'll see what because I'm hoping that you guys will respond and give me some questions, and I can try some different recipes, because they got recipes where you can take the pickled onions and you can pickle them with peppers. You can make them really spicy. They work really well with habaneros. Now, I'm not sure, because with my family, not very many people are into spice, so we probably won't do too many of them, but you can use any kind of pepper. You can use habaneros, you can use jalapenos, you can use, what's that big one now, scorpion peppers, all the...
You could probably use poblanos for the
Poblanos would be
less
a really
spicy.
nice pepper. You can use Thai peppers. So there's a lot that can be used with these. I really like them on hamburgers, hot dogs, you know, bratwurst. Put them on my bratwurst. They're really good. So. Well, it came almost perfect. We're a little shy on this one. I'll take a couple out from the other ones. But that's not that big of a deal. There we go. So 4 little jars. All right. So get the vinegar so I can wipe down the lids after I put the brine in it.
Is there a time limit on how long they last?
Well, due to the fact that we're going to be putting them in a water bath, they say that you should probably use them within a year, but I've heard people having them over 5 years, open them up, and they're just fine. If you keep it in a cool, dry, dark place, we really don't know how long they can last. People have talked about 15 years, 30 years. I guess we'll find out. Mine, because I personally eat a lot of them, never make it that far. They're usually gone easily within 6 months. We're almost there, and it looks like our brine was just about perfect. And a little bit more there. All right. This is a clean paper towel. Put some vinegar on it so we can wipe our lids, our jars. Make sure that there's no particulates on it. That's why you wipe them down, because that would have prevented it from sealing. Now when you put the lids on, you don't crank them down. You just put the lid on and you tighten it, what they refer to as finger tight. Which for me is finger tight. There we go. Now with a water bath canning, you can see what we've got going on here. I'm going to submerge these, and they need to be at least 1 inch of submersion. And it looks like I have one jar that's leaking. I guess 2 jars leaking. So we'll find out how long it's going to last. All right, we're going to turn this up, do a little bit of heat. All right, we're going to, once it starts boiling, we're going to time it for 15 minutes and go from there. Alrighty. There we go, they've been boiling for 15 minutes. Now we're going to find some gloves. Go. Let's start with the one that can get out easy. So you try not to tilt them too much because they're still in the process of canning. So, bring them over here. If you look at it, you'll still see bubbles coming up out of the side. It looks kind of cool. Okay. Now these, what you have to do is you got to take this and lock it in place. So, and what that does is now it's sealed, and you have to let it cool down, and the vacuum will cause it to seal. And then after it cools down for 24 hours, you can lift this up, and you don't have to keep it banded. But most people do, but you don't have to. You just lift it up, make sure it's sealed, and put it in your cabinet, or wood cellar, or wherever you store them at. You gotta let them sit for 24 hours. Yes, that was hot. Put back in storage. Look at the nice pink color. It's really good. And the last one. All right. So what we're going to do is we're just going to cover them up and let them stabilize for the next 24 hours. Then we'll check to make sure they're sealed and put them away. That's it. Hopefully next time I can go more in depth on little side things that is kind of interesting about the canning process. Well, thank you very much. See you next time.